For a challenge, I wanted to build a fort on an evil volcano, and through fights with goblins, dragons, and other assorted monsters, the dwarves of Zero-Gomath, fire legends, tamed the mighty mountain. Now they were getting ready to take the battle to the goblins. Alas, their noble leaders Cry and Faye knew their quest for peace could not be achieved without spilling a lot of blood, so the balance between home defense and active campaigns had to be struck, or else they'd risk leaving fire legends open to the ravenous wilds. Luckily, the only ravenous thing in these wilds are these giant parakeets that are, you know, just chilling out here. Also, our cursed friend has just transformed into a were antelope and is now chilling in his new room. And that sound meant that the world has passed into the 7th age of legends. Yeah, we are so totally legendary now. Now, for our dragon slayer, who has defeated that dragon that arrived last episode, actually created a new squad, the Dragon Slayers. And we're gonna be assigning more warriors there. And now these new soldiers are gonna come over here and they're gonna equip themselves with some proper gear. And the last of the new Dragon Slayers is getting ready now. And then they can all train together right here, right now. That still leaves us with 55 black steel bars ready to go, which means we can go back to the forges and start forging some more. Now, what we need to do here is, well, get a roof on top of this. And how we're gonna do that? Well, that is a good question. We're gonna have to use a lot of blocks here. I kind of like the idea of like a slope going up, so we'll play around with that for a bit. Also, in the meantime, looks like we killed another honey badger somewhere around here, so there's that, which made everybody cancel their jobs because they got scared. I mean, apparently a full honey badger head sailed all the way up here. Yeah, that's kind of understandable to get scared. Yeah, I gotta admit, I am kind of liking this. This is pretty cool. Also, this is not so cool. Sawmill, a gigantic dove, has arrived. It has a long swinging trunk and it's got a bloated body. Beware its noxious secretions. Can this thing even, like, reach us? It can fly, but I don't think we even have access to the caves right now. This should be blocked off. Also, apparently it's already injured. It has killed a couple of troglodytes here in Fire Legends, so that would do it. Well, as far as I'm concerned, it can play with troglodytes while we work on our upstairs areas. And ladies and gentlemen, our pyramid is now done. This is gonna protect our... Really? Our ruler has arrived? I wasn't even, to be honest, thinking about that, but well, there we go. Here they are all coming. Welcome, new migrants, I say. Are you kidding me? Our king is a goblin? Oh, I did not realize that all. That's amazing. That is truly glorious. Of course, now our goblin king is gonna require a royal dining room, mausoleum, throne room, bedroom, everything, and there's also the outpost liaison there as well. Well, at least we managed to finish the front gate pyramid before the king arrived, so now I have to work on king's bedrooms. I was actually planning to send our squads out there and attack some of these goblin things, and I think we're gonna start with the tiny dark goblin pits of Rained Demon with population of roughly 10 gobos. It's gonna be Peppa Smashers going on this mission, and their goal to openly raise and destroy the site. Also, we have successfully relinked this floodgate, so that's good. And the new lever is now here just outside the inn. The next thing we gotta do is enlarge our Doctors Guild that I promised them that they'll have a nice new guild here. Also, the Order of Use wants a temple and a priest next. Well, fine. Plus, Peppa Smashers have successfully returned. They got some iron bolts, copper greaves, a grey langer bone amulet, bismuth bars, some elk birds, and 2 beak dogs. That's kind of cool. Now, the goblins were led by the hornbill woman Repurposing, who actually outmatched Peppa with cunning plan, and they had a strong positional advantage. They actually tried to attack us like really badly, but my dwarves managed to destroy them and struck them down. And Peppa Smashers all returned successfully. Now the elk birds they actually brought back are male and female, so we could possibly breed these. Actually, same goes for the big dogs. They are also a male and a female. If you guys could stop socializing where I'm trying to build the walls to this place, that would work greatly. I'm just trying to make your place nice, don't you understand? So we're gonna engrave this whole hospital so it's gonna look nicer. Now they're all chilling where I'm trying to build the freaking gold statues. And that's enough. Let's go. The petition has been done. Now we're digging a channel in the back over here, which is where I kind of want to build a moat around our entrance area. And of course we built lead reinforced quartzite blocks over here just to protect this backside. So if anybody wants to come inside, they're gonna have to climb pretty high. And our Goblin King is telling me that we should make shields. Okay, that is one thing we can do. In fact, that's one thing we want to do. The Mechanical Guild, a Clothier's Guild has been established. Those two things do not go together, but okay, I'll take it. Oh, look at that, the Humies have arrived. Hello, humans. Humies brought news of them attacking a couple more of the goblin pits, but there's still quite a few around here, and there's this big section that, well, we definitely need to dismantle eventually. Also, of course, the Clothiers now want their new guild hall. I'm way ahead of them, already working on it. Also, in a shocking turn of events, Betka Omodezo, Queen Consort, has been elected mayor. She replaced Faye, and now we have a Goblin King and a Goblin Mayor? Faye, how do you feel about all of that, huh? I'm gonna allow Faye to keep her bedrooms, but now we have to set something up for a new mayor as well. And of course, royal rooms for a king as well. The were-opossum has arrived? Oh, do we fear the night? Let's see. The Humies are already fighting it and shooting it, and it is indeed dead. But of course, our furnace operator, god damn it, has been hit. Oh, and that's bad. Well, now we have another where antelope or where whatever possum. That's not gonna make things easier for us, is it? The joy of hearing of their king's arrival to Fire Legends have been quickly replaced by horror when Faye and Cry realized their king was a goblin. But the fact that their arch enemy now governed old dwarves did not bother most of the local residents. In fact, they were more than happy to appoint the king's consort as their new mayor, completely replacing the old noble rule. Thankfully, the military led by Peppa was still on their side, and thankfully the goblin leaders didn't really care about the day-to-day life of the fort. So the war continued as planned, while Faye and Cry had to come up with a final solution for their king. And our king wants us to make more shields. And we have a stoneworker working on a mysterious creation. Yeah, we're working on like 100 different things to fix over here. Don't worry about it. And our doctor has created Asas Togal, an andesite bed? Oh, that's interesting. He wants it as a personal treasure. I think that's not gonna happen. The bed is worth 1500, and of course all craftsmanship is of the highest quality. It is encircled with bands of apple wood, and the item is an image of Yon Spirit, the Oaks of Learning, the green glass cabinet in andesite. So you made a rock bed? That doesn't sound very comfortable. And our queen consort is actually gonna do a good thing. She entombed our new cursed dwarf. Good thing he does not really have a family here, because we're gonna have to expel him. Now let us trade with the Humies. Of course, I'll want their wine that we cannot make ourselves. And again, we can buy all of their cloth and leather bins. And maybe we'll buy their scrolls for our Once Upon a Time library. Faye, you can go back to scheming now if you want, and I'm going back to rebuilding my tavern. The guild hall agreement for the mechanical guild has now been satisfied, so that's this place over here. And then we are working on that last temple that we still owe our people right down here. And once this one is completed, we're gonna be looking at more happy dwarves, hopefully. Also, our were beasties are slowly but surely transforming. And apparently, we got more migrants, and one of them is... that might be a visitor that is stuck here. Let's chop down this tree. And with all these newcomers, we need like 30 and more bedrooms for them. We're gonna be mining out one section here for like 20 bedrooms. And also, I'm gonna be creating a new military squad. And this is gonna be led by Jurist Kudustkib from Peppa Smashers. And looks like the king actually brought some really good dwarf fighters with him, so I'm gonna assign these to the squad as well. Actually, I'm not gonna be assigning them because I just realized I forgot to make weapons for them. And these guys will be able to train in here once, of course, I've made them their weapons. I'm gonna name this militia commander Claymore. This temple is finally completed for the Order of Youths, and I can recognize the priesthood. And Lockham here, the clothier, is gonna become the Sacred Lord. Finally, no more petitions waiting, just need to build royal bedroom like a million other bedrooms. Now you can finally fix Claymore's squad, and we can assign these legendary warriors. And here they come, grabbing their new stuff. Our inn is starting to look better. We're gonna have a nice dining section on this side, and we're gonna have some golden statues next to it as well, so people should really enjoy this now. Now that that is kind of complete, let's finally do something for our king and queen. I think for our queen we could just duplicate this thing here, because that is definitely enough for a mayor. Something like this, maybe? It will have to do. In the meantime, down here we should set these bedrooms finally. That should be a decent amount of bedrooms for now. And now that we have plenty of extra armor stockpiled over here, I'm gonna assign more soldiers to the Claymores. And once these guys are fully equipped, they can go back to training. And with that, we're gonna have 4 proper squads protecting our place. Which means it's only appropriate we send Peppa Smashers out there again. And we're gonna try to raise this place again. Here they go. Good luck, my dwarves. And our fellow dwarves are coming in with their fresh new caravan. Let's go. Guys, you're just going... What the fuck was that? They just drove by. Oh well, back to Queen's Chambers then, I guess. And when I say Queen, you know who I mean. It's the Queen's Consort, our new mayor. Or King's Consort, Jesus, I can't even talk today. And as I set up more of these bedrooms for just normal people and not concerts and such, our smashers have actually returned. Looks like all of them came back, which is great. And I see they once again failed to raise this place, but they did bring more big dogs and elk birds back. That's all they did? You just rampaged through Rain Demon and looted treasure. I told you to raise the place, god damn it, Peppa. I was thinking what we could do with these cages that are just lying around here. And then I thought, hey, what if we actually do cages? By cages, I mean cage traps. I've been mostly ignoring making these, so let's make some of these, shall we? Also, planters want a guild now in Fire Legends. Of course, naturally, I will approve of this. Just add it to the pile of 100 different things that I'm working on at the same time. And just to make things much harder for myself, I'm gonna make this guild right here in the most convoluted way possible. And we are getting more migrants in. Hello, you are bringing animals again. That was really not necessary. But I only brought population up to 181, so not that terrible. This place is actually starting to look much nicer than it was before. And I think the queen should hopefully be satisfied with this. And our king constantly wants us to make shields. Oh, the Flaxen Doctrines now also want a temple and a priest. This is the 6th temple that people have requested. That's a lot, actually. Also, just imagine that after I am done building this, Faye gets re-elected as a mayor. Also, the Crafts Dwarves Guild is back. They want a guild hall again, and this time around I will be on this instantly. I promise. And while we're working on all of these many things, I'm gonna see if Peppa will actually be able to raise this place this time around. Don't return without destroying it, please. Ooh, a baby has been born here. Lord the Doctor. Good job, Lord the Doctor. Your child goes to the children's burrow now. Also, we have a couple of Ryan Goslings hatching over here, which is great to see. I'll forbid some of these fertilized goose eggs, and we're gonna open these gates for everybody. Peppa Smashers also returned. Let's hear that report. They brought 7 big dogs, 8 big dogs, and 2 elk birds. Wow. And they're actually really terrible at it. They just took the livestock and rampaged through Rain Demon, and that was it. But our big dog population grows ever larger. And same goes for our elk birds down here. And down here, our planters are now getting their very cool looking guild hall. I don't like that we have mud here. We don't take kindly to mud. Anyway, you can see we are adding some glass windows here, so you'll be able to see what's happening down there. But otherwise, I'm gonna leave this area open like this, you know, open to everybody. With just a couple of tables and chairs in the middle where people can chill. We will, of course, engrave these walls and add a couple of golden statues at the entryway. And these guys are satisfied. Let's go. A couple of levels above that, we're going to be setting up our Crafters Guild over here next to the Mechanics Guild right there. Now, since Peppa doesn't seem to be very good at smashing this place, I'm gonna send him against maybe this one that's got a bit higher population at 30. Dark Goblin Fortress of Flackwitch. Hopefully these guys can be better right there. Now, let's take a look if this is good enough. Our mayor, Queen Consort, is satisfied. She's just missing her weapon rack, which should be coming in right about now. Yeah, there you go. So she's happy. Of course, King is actually sharing these rooms with her. Apparently this planter just decided to sleep in there. Alright, I guess there's an affair happening here. I'll remember you, Tekud. He's not saying that he's got any connections to them, but you know what? I'll keep my eye on you. Now, Peppa Smashers have returned once again. I see the Dark Goblin Fortress still stands, but it's got less population than before. They brought back 2 elk birds. Apparently also stole a bunch of books and such, and Raw Green Ink has been the one striking down the most goblins, it seems. Good thing they just left all the books right there, huh? Or should I say scrolls. So Raw Green Ink is a lady who got 3 notable kills on 3 goblins and also a couple of other goblin kills here at Fire Legends. I will rename her Goblin Foe. I think we're gonna start slaughtering our animal population here. Apparently the butchers are already working on it. Kind of forgot that I already assigned some of them. Never mind, we're gonna need another butcher shop, huh? And speaking of butchery, Tobal, our wrestler, has given birth to a girl right here while training. That's actually pretty amazing. By the way, I really hate how not centered these stairs ended up being here. But it is what it is, I guess. And now we can finally assign this last temple to the Flaxen Doctrines, worshipping oceans, fish, lakes, rebirth and birth. I can get behind that. And with the final golden chest, they are ready to be recognized as a priesthood. And Neil the Glazer is gonna become the Holy Hoof, which is a legendary name, to be honest. And for the Crystalline Guild, I didn't realize it actually has 41 members, and I failed them the first time. That is rough. We really need to do good right now. Also, what we really need to do good against is Etin Sor Engostrul Axas Pagos. Yes, that blah is in there somewhere, trust me. A giant humanoid monster with 2 heads. I don't even think this thing's gonna stand a chance against my military, but let them come inside and we'll see who's gonna get the kill. Oh, he got caged. He got instantly caged. That was very anticlimactic, wasn't it? By the way, looking at Etin, I realized this seems like almost the last dwarves that came to trade just dropped a bunch of stuff, and so I'll claim this now. And the dwarves shall march out there and steal it all. You know, it just fell off of a wagon, in the back of the wagon, you know, nothing wrong with that. It's just how it happens. What is also happening is we're gonna be attacking Flackwitch again, and Peppa, please raise it this time around. By the way, we were actually making some black steel crossbows, and we have some auric steel crossbows that I made from gold, which means we could potentially make a new squad that would be for crossbowmen. But first, let's see what Peppa Smashers have done this time around. They brought a lot more big dogs and Dralthas this time around. And once again, they just rampage through the place. We are really bad at this, aren't we? At raising stuff. Like, horrible. Now the question is, what are we gonna do with all these Dralthas that are apparently climbing trees right now? Well, if nothing else, that really tells us we should get rid of our water buffaloes. Who needs boring animals like these, right? But we're gonna be big dog and Draltha maxing down here now. What we're gonna not be maxing is forgotten beasts. Shona Thimi has arrived, gigantic skin poisonous ankylosaurid with wings and webs. In the meantime, our other forgotten beast is fighting pond grabbers here. And I'm guessing this one is gonna join in on the fray. Yes, it is indeed doing exactly that. Who's gonna win? My money is on the one with webs. They're on 2 different levels, so it's kind of hard to see who is doing anything here. Oh yeah, the webby one won. Of course, it cannot get to us, which to be honest is pretty good. I think eventually when our defenses are complete, I'm gonna open the access to the caves, maybe like on the other side of the map, so things can get out. Also, these Dralthas and big dogs have nicer living quarters than most of our own people. But again, our own people live with these monsters here as neighbors. I didn't realize my dwarves were still stealing stuff here. You can just follow the vomit trail. They're not very used to this, are they? By the way, I didn't even ever realize we had so many Ryan Goslings and chicks here now. Plus the ducks. We're going wild on animals now. Well, in fact, I should be going wild on goblins. Our Crafters Guild is slowly but surely taking shape down here. Also, Peppa Smashers are once again back. Looks like we killed a bunch of goblins. We didn't destroy the place. They also didn't bring back any spoils. So no more livestock for me, it seems. I had a feeling that this might not be enough crafting stations, so I hid some more down below. Also, we should really engrave this whole place. And now, I think it's time we destroy all of these crafting stations up here, and these stone stockpiles as well, and well, all the other stockpiles that we had up here. No longer shall my dwarves be working next to these 2 monsters. Also, I was thinking, do we maybe have any wind up here? That would be actually interesting to check. Not that it would be easy to get on the roof right now. Let's actually give it a try. Let's check out, because if we do, we could actually have some water falling on the heads of my people here. Just another project amongst all of these other projects. And down on this side, we're gonna have the Stonecrafters Guild, or should I say Stone Workers. There you go. That's gonna be the one. Although I have a feeling we might need a bit of a bigger stockpile for all these blocks, don't we? Well, that's something we can then maybe set up down here in the basement on this area. Well, that finally satisfied people. I want to fix this. I want to, well, work on many other things, like maybe even more bedrooms. And maybe even create something for our king before he gets too upset. And of course, the outpost liaison as well. The king was not impressed by the speed these dwarves worked at. He suspected the previous nobles might be behind the lazy workflow and constant priority shifts that left his bedchambers in a perpetual state of, we're gonna be working on them soon. But there wasn't much that he could do. His personal guards have been quickly absorbed by the local military that was in the firm grip of Cry and Faye, and through them the militia commander Peppa. He suspected foul play might be at works in Fire Legends, but he couldn't go around snooping. He was a king after all. Perhaps though, there were others who could see his way and be persuaded to help him. Now, while our king is moping around, I actually moved our Dralthas back up here. I mean, who would have thought that they are actually herbivores and would starve down below? I totally knew that. I did not forget that. I was just testing you guys. Also, amongst all other things, I am fixing the entrance over here, so it's not gonna be so wiggly woggly as it was before. Yes, that's a word, trust me. Also, we have a Fey mood from our clothier, and our crafts dwarfs now want a grand guild hall. It feels like I just finished that one for them. Oh, they're gonna need some gold statues in here. I can already tell. Also, we have created these windmills, and it's been a sec now and they are just hanging, so I'm guessing there is no real wind over here, or they are just in such a position that it's not gonna work. I'm realizing I'm gonna use all of my gold statues before we even set up something for the king, which to be honest could be a slight problem, but I'm sure we're gonna figure it out. Also, down here, I will repurpose this, and I'm gonna actually build bedrooms for the dwarves who, well, train here, so they don't need to go far to sleep. And our clothier has created Tashem Mamgos, a brown recluse spider silk hood. She offers it to the ancient fires. Tashem Mamgos is worth 14,000. That is really amazing. And the artwork on it relates to the foundation of Fire Legends by the ancient fires of the Mortal Dagger in the early spring of 300. Let's go! We're gonna give this to Faye to represent her role as our manager. Also, we got migrants coming in. Hello, I see children, I see animals we don't need. let's go. We're up to 194 pop now, which is actually pretty high. We're getting close to the cap that I set up for this series. And strap at work, we actually went up to 250, I believe, but here I think 200 is gonna be good enough. I want only the best bedrooms for my fighting dwarves. We're gonna even engrave them for them, and we're gonna move big dogs a bit slightly further down. I think there's gonna be a couple more bedrooms than we necessarily need over here, but also we have a forgotten beast Anan that has arrived, a huge humanoid composed of snow. He's hiding. We can't see him. That's fine. He's probably gonna melt. This is not gonna melt. A wild force of darkness has arrived, led by Goblin Uzo Phrase Wheels, a competent commander, and they have skilled Goblin pikemen and monster siege engineers. They have showed up on this side of the volcano, huh? Wait, there's one already here? How the fuck did you manage to get already over here? In any case, let's prepare our siege engineers. Also, I need to prepare a burrow so my people don't go running outside. Now, everybody, run back inside. That might be a problem. I don't know if they can get out of here without running straight here to the goblins. Yeah, these guys here are kind of stranded, aren't they? What were you doing outside, people? Unfortunately, it seems like I'm gonna have to send my military out. They're chasing. Let's get them. Somebody just fell down. I think that was Peggy, maybe? It was indeed Peggy. Again, this is not the first time she fell out. It's gonna be probably meeting some goblins here, but those goblins are now all dead. And my dwarves are escaping. I hope they don't go try and destroy. Who is going over here? Why are you attacking there alone, buddy? Well, I guess that's it. I guess we have to attack then. Because that guy went in there alone. And I don't feel like he's gonna survive this. He is a mace lord and somehow he is still alive. Look at him go. What a hero. Oh, nope. Now he's no longer alive. Yeah. Oh, they're trying to break in the hatches. Well, we have to kill them now. We have a couple of rangers here who I think are now escaping, and of course there's these guys here, and my boys are coming for them. The fact that we only lost one soldier out of that, not so bad, is it? We do have two of them injured over here, but hopefully they'll be fine. And the moron who charged alone into the whole horde of goblins is gonna be buried here. He was actually part of Peggy's bombs. He should have known better. Also, in all that confusion, the guild hall agreement for the Crystalline Guild has been satisfied. I basically had to engrave everything, but now it's looking good. The first set of our soldier bedrooms is now gonna be complete. And when I earlier said that this is gonna be too many for them, I kind of forgot we already have 4 squads, so that's 40 dwarves. And this is only 27 bedrooms. So I assigned all the dwarves over here, which actually means that we now have enough bedrooms for everybody right now, which is surprising to me and also amazing. Also, I think I'm gonna mine for the rest of my warrior dwarves bedrooms just down here. We're also gonna be reworking this section. I'm gonna have to move our trade depot. It cannot be there because of course there's gonna be a lava moat here, as you can imagine. I just hope Peggy doesn't fall in again, because she managed to fall in twice by now. Humans have arrived and they're telling me they can't have wagons coming in. Why not this time around? Can you not drive past whatever we have set down here? Ooh, the forgotten beast Kakast has arrived, a huge scaly moth. It's got a long straight horn like me, and it's got noxious secretion like me. I cannot imagine it's gonna survive for long. Ah, the forgotten beast did fight, and okay, Kakast died. Yeah, a Kakast died to this one right here. Also, one of the axe lords managed to dodge and fall down here. Look, there's more of them. Stop doing that. Now let's trade with the humies before they leave. And they did bring capybaras like we agreed last year, but to be honest, I don't really want capybaras anymore that we have all kinds of other animals. So as always, I'll just grab a bunch of their bins and that's gonna be it. I'll also grab their scrolls, I think. And I am buying these various scrolls because down here we're gonna be setting our first library. Yes, I'm aware we're working on exactly everything else but King's Chambers. Don't worry about it, we're gonna make Stackett, who's a competent mechanic. He's gonna be our new scholar over here. And maybe Mutat over here could be a scribe, even though we don't really have anything to scribe as of yet. Also, our clothier has withdrawn from society. Look how happy my people are to be reading in here now. Oh, this is great to see. We have all kinds of books that we've been buying and stealing along the way. Looks like we're probably gonna need some more tables for reading. And our clothier has created a Nulum Zoluth, a symmetrical brown recluse spider silk robe. She offers it to the ancient fires. Thank you. It is worth 10,000. That is quite the robe. And on the item is an image of a point cut gem in brown recluse spider silk. On the item is an image of Locum Maurb the dwarf in sheep leather. I think this one we're gonna give to Cry as a sign of his office. The last pieces of the moat are gonna be done very, very soon. And this should be the last reinforced walls we have to build over here. And then this place should be good. I have to admit, I prefer the black walls, but you know, these will do. Also, Queen Consort has given birth to a boy while next to a miner. Where is this boy? Oh my god, we have a goblin baby? Oh, he's just running around on his own. Mom did manage to pick him up and he's just carrying him around now. I see how it is. Goblins are now reproducing in my fortress. To be honest, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Let's be real. But I have to admit, I am happy with how this thing turned out. Yeah, we'll probably need some more defenses over here, but alright, it's like our little pyramid here outside of the volcano. Oh, it looks good. Also, the damn Draltas had a bunch of babies and they ate everything already down here. But Draltas are not really my problem. We're gonna fix this area now, finally. We do have a lever we can pull over here, and that opens this floodgate, which of course is not really doing anything quite yet. But once I send my miners to channel over here, there is lava coming in. Finally, our moat is about to happen. Oh, look at this. These Dralthas, I send them over here, they just basically ate everything here in seconds. I could just send them like out here and they could be bait. That could definitely work. Just try not to fall into lava as you go, okay? So I think we're gonna be pulling the lever once again. And with that, this floodgate is closed. And this is all the lava we are getting. Very nice. I kinda like this. I kinda do. Now, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna unforbid all of the stuff we have here. And we're gonna also set it all for melting that needs to be melted. And we can also set up a corpse stockpile right here, which we can then either throw into the garbage dump here or just throw into the lava, to be honest. Also, people will love the fact that they are now dealing with a bunch of corpses. They are indeed throwing stuff in here. So hopefully the shit that we got here gonna burn. I'm gonna keep an eye on my people, see if that makes them more upset, all this work. Also, apparently, we got our last final migrant. A fishery worker has arrived. Also, we have the giant Tustong Udun Tuksugmura has arrived. Gigantic creature resembling a human, almost unparalleled in size. You're probably going to be chasing our newcomer, aren't you? And since we have so many people chilling outside, I'm gonna send Peggy's bombs out there, for he is a coming and he is a dead. Good job, dwarves. And naturally, it was Peggy who got the kill. Try not to fall into lava now, Peggy, please. That'd be... Oh, we now have a werelama boss, Amsu Urarkasta Genslobo, also arriving. A large llama twisted into humanoid form. It's crazed for blood and flesh. Do we fear the night? Let's see. This thing is like right here, right behind these guys. Peggy's bombs, get back into the fray. Please try not to dodge into lava. I'd really appreciate that. I think this guy just got the kill. No, it's still alive. Why is there a miner here? I would like to ask. Why is there a miner fighting? Come on! You are seriously injured now. It's a good thing Cole decided to come and fight. Yeah, why wouldn't we want yet another cursed monster here, huh? Also, I noticed our invader previously brought Tingust Kulubsibit something. Steel longsword engraved with stuff. That could be kind of cool. Oh, our Holy Bulwark decided to throw a tantrum. He's been seeing a lot of dead bodies lately. Maybe I shouldn't have my people be so pissed off, but although to be honest, we do not have anybody that is like full on seriously pissed off, so I'm fine with that. I'm also fine with my animal trainer who just claimed a clothier's shop and is withdrawing from society. And our animal trainer has created Kisa Tusir, a fritty ship wool right mitten. It is worth 48 100, and it's adorned with rings of smoky quartz and menaces with spikes of sheep leather and rock crystal. There's an image of diamonds and capuchin bone on it. I forgot about something. There's our cursed boy here. I dropped him in here, but I forgot to build a wall. So either big dogs are gonna get him, or, well, Peggy's gonna get him. And good job! We now have an injured Clothier. Tell me you haven't been bitten. I think he's been... he's been bitten. God! I'll now pay special attention to you, buddy. Special attention. My holy bulwark is again throwing a tantrum. What's your issue, buddy? He wants to wander? Look, you're supposed to be a holy bulwark here, buddy. Now, Cry himself managed to entomb our cursed dude. He's only 19? He might have been a child that has grown up here. Well, he's gone now. And gone was the innocence of those dwarves who thought they could make Fire Legends a peaceful home for their families. The goblins have infiltrated deep into the dwarven society, and no matter how many squads Faye and Cry sent out there, there was more of the menace spawning than ever. They knew though that satisfying their king's requests would have to happen soon, for there were only so many excuses they could make up. With main defenses now completed, maybe they could lure him into a false sense of security, and when he would least suspect it, take back their kingdom.